Welcome, everybody. My name is Tamiya Robles. I'm a credit repair expert specialist. I am the host of my podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. I'm the president of the High Desert chapter, NAREB's High Desert chapter out here in California. I do a lot of things, and one of the things I am very good at is explaining credit and how it can help you. So I wanted to do this lunch and learn. Okay, thank you, LJ. I wanted to do this lunch and learn with y'all and give you guys some tips on boosting your clients' buying power. So we're going to get into it a little bit. So I have a breakdown now. My system is moving slow for some reason. I apologize. I already explained who I am. So that's just a recap of who I am. But these are some of the topics we're going to get into. And I'm going to give you a heads up now just to save you guys time, just so it's not long and drawn out. I'm going to touch up on these topics. Why credit matters, how paying bills on time, aka early, is important. These are some of the tips that you want to start giving your clients even before they get to me. I know a lot of clients that are trying to purchase a home. They talk to the real estate agent, the lender, about their credit. And these are some tips you could give them just off the rip. Okay, that will help them. Reducing credit card balances, recommending credit repair. It doesn't have to be me, but just credit repair in general. But these are some of the things we're going to go over and why. So, why credit matters and understanding credit basics for you and your clients. So, obviously, you have to have a decent credit score. The credit score, it directly impacts the loan approval. So I've heard lenders say that they can get people approved for as low as 550 to as high as 650. It varies, but either way, you're talking about a credit score. Credit is important, okay? We can go into that later as far as specific credit score. It's FICO Advantage, if it's FICO Classic, whatever. There's a lot of different credit scores, but credit score, it obviously impacts the loan. Without the credit score, there's no loan, right? High scores have better interest rates. We know that. Credit is obviously the key to the client's buying power. The higher the credit, the better loans and the better negotiations that they have. And you also want to make sure that you educate your client on the importance of credit. You don't have to be a credit repair expert. You don't have to know much about credit, but you do have to express to your client, listen, it's very important to understand and know what your credit score is. You have to know what's on your credit profile before we can even go any further. Okay. So make sure low key your potential clients are not wasting your time, and you don't want to waste their time too. So let them know off the rip, credit is very important. Now, again, you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be on my level, so to speak, to understand and communicate to your potential clients what they can do in the meantime while they're trying to purchase a home or thinking about purchasing a home. Paying bills, paying them on time. Okay. If you pay your bills on time, in my eyes, paying your bills early is on time. Paying your bills on time is late. Okay. So you may hear that when I speak in the future. When I'm saying paying your bills on time, I'm only talking about early. Because if you are ever late or your clients are ever late, nowadays, especially after the pandemic, the game has changed drastically. Okay. So now what you're up against is the fact that one missed payment can drop a credit score 100 points. I've seen it. It's ugly. Right. And I was just recently helping somebody. They stated that they never missed a payment in 3 years on their car loan, and they were just late that one time. And now their score dropped 75 points. Yes. Yes. These are facts. But if you pay the bills early, you will not have these issues. Late payments can lower your credit score drastically and quickly. Okay. So, what you might want to recommend to your clients, and keep in mind, every problem has a solution. So, offer them a solution to their problem. I am pro automatic payments as long as that date is about 3 to 4 days earlier than the actual due date. And here's why. You guys may have experienced this before. I know I've experienced this before where I did have my payment set up automatically to be paid on the due date. However, some banks consider Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday a weekend, such as my bank, Capital One. I have a couple of banks, but that's the only bank that I know of out of all my banks that consider that a weekend. So if you have set up automatic withdrawal for, let's say, a Friday, and your bank doesn't recognize that, you missed the payment. They're going to report it as a missed payment. So I'm fine with automatic payments, but it has to be 3 to 4 days early. Because remember, early is on time, not on time. And sometimes it could fall on a holiday. Sometimes it could just get messy, and I've seen that happen so many times where I've had clients that had perfect payment, and then you see a stream of missed payments. They were on automatic withdrawal, and something like that happened. Also, let your clients know, be consistent. Consistency is key. Okay, we're not talking about random. I paid on time here this month, but then I couldn't do it that month. No, 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 no. Make sure to communicate to them. Not only do you need to pay your bills early, but you have to be consistent. And it makes a huge difference on their credit score. It really does. It seems like small little advice, common sense, but what's common sense to you is not common sense to other people. And a lot of people are out here just living their life trying to make it do what it do, right? So sometimes they can't be consistent, or they think they are and they're really not. So just communicate that with them. Another thing that is within everyone's control outside of direct credit repair that you can communicate to your clients is keeping the credit card utilization down. Okay. Keep it all the way down. Like, a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, how much are your prices? How much is credit repair?" Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I can't give a price until I see what's going on with their credit. And a lot of times, some people just don't need credit repair. They need to lower their credit utilization. Okay. A lot of people are maxing out their credit cards, or they thought they paid it down and, it didn't hit yet. They're just maxed out, and that's affecting their score. So having high balances drastically lowers your credit score, and it keeps you low. And sometimes, depending on what type of income your clients or potential clients have, it might take them a long time to dig out of that hole. So talk to them about their credit utilization. Ask them, say, "Hey, like, are you paying your bills down? Like, you're paying your credit cards down?" And I specifically put here, it says, aim to keep credit card utilization below 15%, right? And the reason why I say that is because people have always been taught 30% or less, 30%, or just get it down to 30%, you're good. Pay half your credit cards off, you're good. But they're not good. And here's why. Because if your credit utilization is not down to 15% or less, then you are paying interest. Yeah, you're paying interest. Like, a lot of people don't know that. Now, again, a lot of your potential clients are looking to purchase quickly. A lot of your potential clients are like, "Listen, I'm just trying to make it do what it do." I get that. I respect that. If your clients have the time to dig themselves out of this credit card debt, some is not as bad as you think. Trust me, trust me, trust me. But just tell them, pay it down. You don't have to pay it off. It doesn't have to be at 15. Just pay something so that score can go up. When they pay down their credit cards, they are able to control their credit score. All right. So encourage them to do that. Again, you don't have to be knowledgeable. And credit repair, just a little common sense goes a long way. Pay them down. Keep your balances as low as possible. All right. So that's a really good tip, because almost every client I have, no matter what, either they don't have credit or they max out their credit card. So be sure to tell them that. Also recommend credit repair. Again, it doesn't have to be me, even though I'm a genius at what I do and I'm amazing, right? Just offer them credit repair with a reputable company. I've had many videos where I've explained to people how to choose a good credit repair expert, what to look out for. So, I mean, I can do that on another session, but I will speak today for myself and my company. I've been out in these credit repair streets for over 6 years. And what got me going is I was redlined. I was looking for a house. My landlord, we lived in a beautiful, beautiful house in Maryland, but he wanted to do increase our rent from I think 1,700 to 2,400. He was basically trying to get us out. So I was encouraged to purchase a home. And when I was trying to go through that process, I was redlined and I was also told file for bankruptcy because my credit was trash. So, like, all right, no, that's not going to happen. So, what I wound up doing is I wound up fixing my own credit 4 months and got approved. But then I would hear other people that related to me, and I would decided I was just going to help. I was going to help them fix their credit. I knew I was fast. I knew I was going to do it correctly. So I have a good reputation in these credit repair streets. I've created Facebook groups so that people can find me, follow me, see what I do. I don't ghost people. And I have a lot of people that have worked with me long enough where they can refer me out and I'm a good reference. But not everyone is like that. So just be careful. Make sure you're recommending a good credit repair expert. But you need someone that will review the credit report for errors. Okay. I'm what you call a factual disputer. There's different types of credit repair experts, and I'm the one where I don't care about the backstory. I know per law that your credit report is supposed to have certain items report in a certain way, and if it doesn't, it violates your client's rights. And technically, they can get up to up to $4,000 in inaccuracy if they decided to sue. Most people don't, but you need somebody like that. That's factual. Also, it helps speed up the credit repair process when you're not going back and forth with the creditor, you're going to the bureau and you're saying what is actually violating the rights of your client. Okay. So you want to dispute any inaccuracies, a good credit repair expert or company is going to do that. They're going to also educate your client. They're going to educate them because while you're fixing their credit and they're rushing you to hurry up so you get it home, and their real estate agent is like, how soon are you going to get done? You want to make sure they're not making the same mistakes over and over again while you're fixing their credit, because it prolongs the process. Therefore, it takes a longer time for them to get the home. But definitely a good credit repair company will explain that to you as the real estate agent, to the lender, and also to the client. Okay. Now, I recommend checking the reports annually. I meant to change that to monthly. So if you're trying to get a home within the next couple of months, and some people are trying to get a home yesterday, you want to check your credit report every month, not once a year. And the reason why is because if you're actively disputing and you have your credit repair company fighting for you, you're going to see changes from a good reputable company within 2 to 3 weeks. So sometimes you might have a messy credit report, your client might have a messy credit report, but some stuff is really easy to get off. I mean, it only takes sometimes like maybe 60 to 90 days to get items off a credit report, sometimes less. I've gotten things removed in hours with little hacks and tricks. So checking your credit annually does not help, but I do notice I hear people say that, oh, just go to annual credit report, it's free. Free is not always effective. Free is not always effective. So what we offer and a good specialist offers is ways to where they can check their credit report on a monthly basis. And that's what lenders need to know. That's what the broker needs to know. The credit expert needs to know, where are you at today? Not where are you at, last year or whatever. Like, where are you at this second? Now, this is super important. I do believe this is my last point. Again, I didn't want to take up too much of you guys' time, but you want to make sure that they're not applying for additional credit, and you want to communicate to them. You want to communicate this to your potential client, and here's why. I've been in this business for so long, and I've seen clients that got a small increase in their credit score and they went out and bought a car. Right? Because they've never seen a score increase and they get excited. Now, because you're in the industry, that's a huge no-no. Okay. So encourage your potentials. Listen, These are the things and the steps that you can do right now. And one of them is not apply for additional credit. It could affect the debt to income ratio. If you know how to express that to your client, you feel comfortable expressing that to your client, go ahead and tell them that. But you need to trigger something in their mind that no matter what happens, I don't care if your score goes up to 150 points, do not apply for anything. Another reason why, it's going to lower their credit score. Not only will it delay the process of being approved, it will also lower their credit score. And it's like we're now we're going up an uphill battle because overall credit is about averages. So if you have more negative than positive on your credit report, then your score is going to be low. So if a credit expert or even the client themselves, if they want to fix their own credit, you remove the negatives, it increases your credit score because now you have more positive than negatives. But if you're applying for everything, you got a whole bunch of inquiries. So now your score is dropping. So every inquiry is 2 to 3 point drop. Now, when you go to purchase a car, as we all know, they run your social through bank after bank after bank. So you take 3 points and times that by, I don't know, 15 banks. That's how low that score has gone off the rip. So just encourage your clients. Do not apply for anything. Don't start buying furniture and putting it, getting loans on it before you get the house. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. Okay. Now there are emergency situations where sometimes you can't go around it. So just make sure your client is communicating that to you. So like they could get help from a good credit expert on what to do. But for the most part, you don't want to do that. So just encourage them to focus on improving the credit that they already have and just to be patient, and just the moment they close, then they can do their own thing. Okay. All right. So that's it. Again, I think I'm within my hour. So now I'm going to leave the floor open to anybody that has any questions. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be sharing. Good afternoon, everyone. So does anybody have any questions for me? You could just leave it in the chat. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. I'm sorry. I usually post these good afternoons. But yeah, okay. So if you don't have any questions for me, these are my contacts. My phone number, my email address. You can find me on Facebook. I'm actually everywhere. You can actually Google me, to be honest with you. I'm everywhere. Everywhere. I am the High Desert president. So we have a platform. Thank you, LJ. I appreciate that. You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, so definitely reach out, but offer these tips, offer these to your potential clients. And one of the reasons why it's good to do so, it builds a level of trust. It makes them think that you really care about them, what you do, and you want to make sure that they're making the right decision in order to purchase their home. Okay. Some people give the wrong information by accident, and I understand and I get it, but this is very simple. It's not hard, it's not complicated, but it's so impactful that if they even slip on any of these tips, it can negatively impact their score. So just make sure you're telling them the right thing. All right. All right, you guys. So since there's no questions, I'm gonna let you guys go and be on the lookout for more lunch and learns and more educational tips, because I want to provide as much education for you guys to thrive in your business. All right. And be sure to join our Facebook group, NAREB High Desert Chapter and Democracy for Housing. All right. And there's more stuff coming. You guys have a good one. Have a good day. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.